Hello, welcome. This is Blockchainbloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Attila Pink, and in today's video, we talk about a lot of things. So first of all, yesterday we had the FOMC meeting. Then I have to talk about the dollar situation, which is getting weaker and weaker. Let's listen to Dalio, what he's saying basically about it. We also going to talk about gold, silver situation, even S&P 500, which first time in history yesterday it went above 7,000 US dollar. Let's talk about the major crypto regulation vote, which going to happening tomorrow. Also Tether's new stablecoin, which is federally regulated. Bybit going to launch a retail bank account actually in February. This is how it looks like, and a lot of things in today's video. And guys, don't forget, now I'm making these jam-packed videos once a week, a lot of things, what's happening through the week, and see the whole thing together to understand the market and the situation. And every single day you receiving short videos, you know, the essence of the news, less than 60 seconds. So basically, if you would like to keep yourself up to date and get the full picture as well, then simply just subscribe to this YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the like button if you like this kind of content. And now let's start, because we have to talk about a lot of things. Well, first, prices. So when we're looking at here Bitcoin, then Bitcoin is down 3.7%, 86,374 US dollar. Ethereum 5.6 down just in the last 24 hours. When we're looking at Stable is up, the winner in the top 100 is 13%. Canton 3%, World coin almost 4%. Well, these are a little bit messed up here when we're looking at these, but a couple of percentage. What is coming down? Chile is down 15%, River 12%, Render 10%, Pengu 10%, and a lot of others are continuously now going down. So the whole market feeling is still definitely bearish. When we're looking at the Bitcoin candlestick chart, look at this week. Now we have at this line, which is an important support level, this 86,000-ish. And right now we started to break under it. Question is how far we can go. Is the next stop like around 83,000-ish, and after that 78? And how far we can go now, because as you can see, we had this sideways movements. We tried to break out of this, ascending triangle. It was a fake out, and now we started to go down again. It was a massive wick last week, and this week is again weak. Look at this wick actually on the top. That doesn't really look too good. And when we're looking at the big picture, the red line here is the 200 moving average on the weekly. And in many cases, Bitcoin in bearish situation does come down all the way here. So can this happen? Can this move now happen finally, or we will break to the upside? We're going to see it, but definitely there is weakness on the market. And while a lot of other things are going up, crypto and Bitcoin definitely not. And when we're looking at the fear and greed index, it's back to 38. So we are in a fear category. Okay, and now let's talk about, first of all, when we're looking at Bitcoin and looking at the other assets, which are doing pretty well, let's compare them and also then zoom out and understand the whole situation. So when you zoom in, basically, then this is what you can see. You can see that in the last 12 months, so basically in the year time, silver went up 267%, gold 84%, Cooper 38%, Nasdaq 22%, S&P 500 16%, and Russell 2000 16%. On the other hand, we had Bitcoin 14% down in 12 months, Ethereum 8%, and the total crypto market 14%, and altcoins, the majority of them much more than 50% down. So clear picture in the last 12 months, the crypto market compared to any other which I have just mentioned, really underperformed. When we're looking at in 10 years, then we see that silver went up 8.4 times, gold 4.8 times, copper 3 times, but Bitcoin more than 234 times higher. So this is very important to understand before we say, oh, Bitcoin, it died and it hasn't proven that it can do pretty well. No, it's not true. And when we zoom out, Bitcoin investment in the last 10 years paid off much, much better than any other investment. And also looking at from the lows, look at this. It's still an increasing one. So even we started all the way here from not even a cent, back in 2009. But when we're looking at this, you can see that in 2020, the low was 3,800. In 21, 29,000. In 22, 15,800. In 23, 16,700. In 2024, 40,000. Last year, 74,000. This year, so far, 86,000. So this is also something which shows it's doing pretty well. And we're just looking at from the lows on every single year. This is very, very important, and not even the highs if you actually in and out. And this is another interesting thing. The longest Bitcoin gold bear market ever was 14 months. It happened back here. As you can see, it happened back here. It was actually 13. The same here back in 2022. And actually, when we're looking at the last 14 months, you've just done. So it doesn't mean that, straight away now it's going to change, because now gold in a totally different shape than it was before. But it just highlights that it's not going on forever. That means sooner or later, every single asset which goes up has to come down. And the good assets, which actually Bitcoin is, after a certain period going down, sideways down, it has to turn back and come back. So Bitcoin, in my opinion, it's a much better investment for long term when the price is actually lower, while everything else is booming. So it's not, in my opinion, it's not now the time to jump in gold, in silver, and in S&P 500 when it is going, or they are going up for quite a significant time. And actually, this is what's here happening. So when we see gold mooning, it doesn't mean that gold itself is the one which is killing the whole thing. The point is that we're measuring gold in US dollar. And the US dollar is the one which is going down in value. Just in the last 12 months, it went down like 12-13%. It's quite a lot if we're looking at this is the leading currency, in the world. So not gold is the one which is doing so well. US dollar is the one which is doing so bad. And now let's listen to Ray Dalio, because it's also important.
So, for example, last year, American markets significantly underperformed foreign markets. And people don't quite realize that. And the best asset class, in a sense, was gold, but think of that as being the money. So in answer to your question, I've learned, that was a lesson I learned, that if there's a depreciation in the value of money, it makes everything look like it's going up.
See, that's the whole point, just what I just mentioned before. When there is a depreciation in money, it looks like everything is going up. And it's so cool because it will be making more money. But it's not true, because what you can buy with that money is pretty much the same what you could before, when you had less because of the depreciation of the money. And look, this is how actually the whole situation now, just in the last 2 weeks, looks like when it's dollar, the Dixie, DXY. So this is how the value is going down. But it's very important when we zoom out a little bit. How bad is this situation? Look, this is the monthly chart. And, let's look at this. So this is all the way back to 85, right? And the Dixie, 85. This is how it looked like in 2000-ish, 2001. And this was here in 2022. So when you're looking at the big picture, it's not that bad, and I do think that, like as Trump said, it's working like a yo-yo kind of thing. It can come back. But now the dollar is a downwards trend, and therefore everything else is going up. But have we seen this before? Look at this one, went down like crazy. Look at this one from here all the way down, went like crazy. So we're not even near to that. So this is very important when I'm talking about this. Yes, the situation is bad, but when we zoom out, it's not that bad actually at the moment. Right. Okay, and next thing is, okay, this one. Let's listen to this one. Ken Griffin, who is talking about that you really have a big problem, and AI could be the one which could really save us.
The area of recklessness is the spending of governments around the world, who are all, with little exception, all spending well beyond their means. That's the recklessness of this moment in history. This is not a parallel to the 1920s in terms of the recklessness of the private capital markets. It's a story of the recklessness of government spending. Within the private sector, there's a huge question as to where AI will take us. And I was carefully taking notes and listening to what Larry has to say, or to what Madame Lagarde has to say, because this is one of the big issues of our moment. Will AI create the productivity acceleration that is honestly hoped for in Washington and in the halls of government around the world as a way to overcome the profligate spending that we're currently engaged in? Like the world needs a savior. And the hope is that AI is the savior that we need for productivity. And the challenge with this is it may or may not be. We just don't know yet.
See, that's another thing. So the main problem is now the government's overspending, and because they're overspending, they need now more money to finance their things, and there's more money printing. So this is what now is causing really the problem worldwide kind of thing. And AI is a kind of thing which could in a way save us, to save money that we don't have to spend that much. AI can help us, but will it work or not? So could be AI a savior, or the whole world going to collapse kind of thing, This is also a big question. So somehow this is related to the topic, definitely. Right. Okay. Yes. Yesterday we had the FOMC meeting. There was no rate cut, but let's talk about it a little bit. So yeah, yesterday we had the FOMC meeting, and here are a couple of bullet points. I just would like to mention it. So rates unchanged, very important. The vote was 10-2, meaning that 2 members wanted to cut, the 10 didn't. Powell clearly said that the rate hike is not anyone's base case, and that is the Fed openly saying tightening is finished. So that's also very important. All right. More points. Yeah, inflation is still elevated, but the most of the excess inflation is coming from tariffs, not real demand. Also saying that tariff-driven inflation should peak in mid-2026, so this year, and then come down later this year, which will give the Fed room to loosen policy. When it comes to jobs, and said that the economy has once again surprised with its strength. Unemployment is showing signs of stabilization. Fed believes current policy is already restrictive enough. So there are, good things, bad things, but no major things, as there were no rate cuts. But maybe, there could be some hope for the second part. But for the liquid market, for crypto market, really the rate cut would be important, and this is what actually did not happen. All right. Tomorrow we're going to have another important thing. Some voting about this crypto regulation. So tomorrow, actually, the US Senate is voting at the committee level on the crypto market structure bill, one of the most important regulatory moments for the crypto in years, actually. So This bill seeks long-awaited regulatory clarity, defining oversight between the SEC and the CFTC, and builds on the House-passed clarity framework. So if this passes, it could unlock the next major growth path for crypto in the US, capital, innovation, and so on and so forth. So bottom line is, will now this pass at least on the community level now or not? Yeah, we're going to find out pretty much tomorrow. Right. Oh yeah, this is another thing I didn't say, but S&P 500, a new record. So not just gold, silver, but S&P crossed 7,000 US dollar just yesterday. Okay, and now we have a new stablecoin, which is the federally regulated USAT. So let's talk about that. So very important, and stable coins coming, up more and more as a use case and part of our financial system. And now this one here, it's also important. This is Tether's new announcement, USAT. So Tether, the largest company in the digital asset industry, today announced the official launch of USAT, federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin develops specifically to operate within the United States' new federal stablecoin framework established under the Genius Act. The issuer of the USAT is Anchorage Digital Bank, America's first federal regulated stablecoin issuer. So this could be a new thing, a stablecoin which is federally regulated, and probably more stable coins in this way going to follow, which they all have to match the Genius Act in the US in the future. Another important thing, when it comes to on-ramp, off-ramp, they've actually Bybit in February probably coming out with its retail bank account. So here we have Bybit exchange, and they're saying new My Bank account thing will appear on Bybit, which retail customers can use an IBAN number. So instead, fiat access, multi-currency transfer, and crypto trading under their own name. So not instant. So that means that so far it was always, a third party. So you need the bank, you transfer the fiat money to a cryptocurrency exchange, just like Bybit, and then you could do the crypto thing there. And after that, if you would like to take some profit in fiat and spend it on something else, you had to send it to a bank. But now, if Bybit going to have this IBAN number, then everything will happening there in this cryptocurrency exchange, which will have a normal bank account, and you can simply transfer money there, and it's not like a cryptocurrency exchange. So this is a very, very important thing. By the way, if you still don't have a Bybit account, a Bybit.eu account, then go to the link which is under this video, because you can receive 100 USDC welcome gift if you're following the steps here. As you can see on the links after the registration with that link and doing the KYC process, you're doing little things, doing the KYC, topping up the account with $100 first trade, and bit by bit you're getting this 20 USDC, 25, and so on and so forth. Here are the other steps you can follow, and altogether 100 USDC welcome gift for you. So it's a totally free thing, and then you have a bank which is actually regulated under the MiCA license in the EU, so you can use it here in the EU legally, and that's very, very important in my opinion. Okay, by the way, let's have a quick look of what happened to the inflows, outflows. So yesterday we had the tiny little outflows, 19 million, but before, except 26th of January, we had a tiny inflow. Apart from that, for 7 days, outflows, and at the beginning, major outflows. Sorry, I haven't shared the screen. Now we are there. All right. So here you can see it. And now the chances for the next at the next FOMC meeting for rate cut, it's again pretty slim, 13%. 86 goes for no rate cut, whatsoever. Everything stays as it is. And after that, we're going to have the next FOMC. So February, no FOMC meeting. And it's still the same. Now the hopes for April. So it looks like it in the first part of the year, Q1, Q2, no rate cuts happening, which is definitely not the greatest for crypto. But maybe after it's changing, and this can also change as well. Guys, I think pretty much that's it. I wanted to put a lot of things in today's video. You know, these weekly videos are really summarizing what's happening in the week to understand the big picture, zoom out and understand where the market is going. But every single day, I'm making you fresh videos, fresh short videos, basically the essence of the news, less than 60 seconds. So if you don't want to miss a single thing, just subscribe to this YouTube channel and also hit the like button if you like this kind of content. See you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.